Hi guys, how are you? My name is Mikey and welcome to Mikey Really Reads. Today guys, I just wanted to do a warm, cozy, you know, romance recommendation video for y'all. That's why I'm in my gown. Well, we call it gown, but what do Americans call it? What do you guys call this?
12 seconds later.
Today I have a very exciting, maybe not exciting, but a more sad, cozy video for you guys. Guys, get ready for some romance recommendations and that will make you guys cry, sob, just like, why did you write this?
Why would you write this book?
How can anyone write this? Like, I can't. Ah,
I can't. I can't.
that type of crying. Ooh.
Oh, oh my God.
First book that I want to recommend to you guys is Gravity by Ashley Nicole or Erin B, but I read it under Ashley Nicole. This book made me just, what the hell, cry. Like, it's not even like something I was expecting to, like, I didn't think this would happen, but it happened, and I was like crying. I remember I was still living in China. I was crying. I had this face mask of like a honey and like baking soda on my face, and I was reading it. I'm like, "Ugh, I'm just gonna go to bed, just relax, put on this face mask, read for a little bit, and then rinse it off, go right to sleep. My mind will be relaxed." Did I not cry with a honey and baking soda mask on my face? Did I not cry? I did. Did it not burn? It did. It burnt my eyes. And I was still crying. I was like, oh my god, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Like, oh my goodness. I'm gonna cry right now. Oh my goodness. Tell me how dramatic you are.
I can't.
This book's about Seven and Cassie. They have been in this friends with benefits type of situation. They get along very, very well. He has a son, so we also have like this single dad type of trope in there. And she's just like, I have so much on my plate. She has a lot of responsibilities. She is taking care of her sister, and her sister has a mental illness. That's how far I'm gonna go with this thing. But it's very, you see, like at the first chapter, it's very like, what is this? Like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. But it's very, very difficult for Seven to live her life and be normal because she really just has to be there for her sister and be this stable, grounding type of person for her because she doesn't have anyone else, of course. And she loves her sister. Of course, she's going to do that, right? Who wouldn't? If you love your sister or if you have a sibling, you would do literally anything for them except give them your food or the remote. Like, that's not happening. That's not happening, right? We all know that, right? So, this book, I gave it 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It is so beautiful and touching, and their relationship, Seven and Kaz's relationship, since they've been in this sort of friends with benefits dynamic for so long, they don't even notice when they actually start being in a relationship because they've been intertwined into each other's relationships for so long. And I mean, the paths really haven't crossed, but they know of each other. They live in the same neighborhood. It's everyone is familiar with each other. So I really loved how Cass was just there for her, and she finally had a rock. She finally had someone who was going to be there for her, and someone that was just gonna like hold her down and be like, "I'm here for you." And he's also going through his own difficulties, but it's like he's been in love with her and infatuated with her for so long that he didn't think this moment would come where he would have to step up to the plate. And does he step up to the plate? Yes, ma'am, he does. Cue the Beyonce rising up on the thing. He rises like the man that he is. And I love that book. It is so beautiful, so well written. And at the end of the book, you're just like, damn, everything happens for a reason. And oh, my heart, it hurts. Like, I was like, I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Like, but you know, I felt like this book would also hold like a really special place in my heart because I think it was one of the first ish books that I read after finding out like my sister had passed away. So I hate saying that sentence. Um, yeah, so it held a really, it still to this day holds a very special place in my heart for me. Um, I always say like my sister was my gravity, and losing her was like I kind of lost my equilibrium. Like I kind of felt like I didn't know what up was and down was, which is strange. That's the best way to describe or explain our dynamic, our relationship, our love towards each other. She was my gravity, and I know I was her gravity as well. So her leaving was like I kind of lost my gravity, and I had to like find it again. So yeah, and this book is called Gravity. God works in mysterious ways. Not mysterious, but yeah, I'm so grateful for this book. I loved it so much. One of my favorite books of all time. Well written, the spices there, there's drama, there's angst, and yeah, it's black romance. Did I mention that? There you go. Then the next book that I want to recommend to you guys is Cabin by Jacinda Wilder. So this book is a standalone. Is about Nadia and Adrian. So we find out very early on, it's even in the synopsis. Adrian, he's a writer. He wrote this book for Nadia as he is about to go away. And this book is sort of like his lost letter to her. And yeah, we find out he is passing away, and he has cancer, and he doesn't really tell her until like towards the end, and we see her grieve and deal with it and try to live a life after Adrian because they've been together for a very long time. They are college sweethearts. They are just like that couple that just remains, even like they just had this strong relationship. They knew each other so well. They were literally best friends. And Nadia does not see a life without Adrian, obviously, right? Because I mean, they've been together for so long, right? She can't fathom the thought of not being with him. So, she's really having a difficult time at work. She's a nurse as well. So, in one of the letters that Adrian writes to her, this book is very similar to P.S. I Love You. He's like, I bought this cabin. This is for you. This is sort of the one last thing that I can do for you, right? And she goes to this cabin. He's like, you have to go there. You just have to heal, right? He goes there, and it's like every single thing on this cabin is for her. Like, her favorite snacks are there. Her favorite pots are there. The favorite linen, like just because he knows her so well, he knows her favorite stuff. So literally, like this cabin is like a gift for her, right? Just to be like, I know you so well. Like he has all her favorite wines, and it's it's so sad to see. Like, oh my goodness, you can have such a great love story and have someone that knows you so well, and then like have them not be there, and you get to a point in this book where you're like, okay, I don't know how Nadia's actually going to move on, and how am I actually, as the reader, going to love this person and love Nadia with this other person, right? Because there's going to be another person, obviously. It's a love story, right? So I'm not going to tell you who the guy is, um, but he is a wonderful, wonderful man, and he is there with his own broken heart. He's also a widower, and they form this relationship, and it's like friends at the beginning. Like they just, I remember the first time they kind of hang out, sort of hang out. He like just brings her a cup of coffee. He's like, she's hungover. She's been drinking the wine, right? So next morning he brings her this cup of coffee, and he's like, you look like you need it. And she's like, yeah, I do, and I can't make coffee because like Adrian always made the coffee. I don't know how to make coffee. Like she doesn't know how to make coffee using the coffee machine. Like neither do I. I use instant coffee. But um and he's like, oh, you know what? since you don't know how to make coffee, I'll bring the coffee every morning, right? You can just bring yourself. And she's like, no, I can't just bring myself. She's like, that's all you can give to me right now, which is yourself, just like your presence. I just need that for now. I don't want to feel so alone. Because he's also stuck in a cabin, right? Um, and yeah, the relationship starts with just like being there when the other person needs someone, even if it's just like talking about their favorite memories or just how they are dealing with this grief. And it it takes a turn. Their relationship is very intense, and very like just like I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like a country romance for some reason. It just has that feel, or he feels like a rancher, just like a cowboy, very well mannered, very kind, just very like salt of the earth type of guy. And I love their dynamic. It was very like intense, but so good. And just they both needed each other. And yeah, it's amazing. It's such an amazing love story of like redemption and, you know, falling in love again and having joy and peace and knowing there's more to life. Again, and the next book that is very sad as well is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is one of my favorite MM romances. I have another favorite MM romance right here that I'm looking at, but this one, ooh, this one, this book, I think this was one of the last books that I really felt like, wow, this, when she wrote the last couple of chapters, I feel like she knew the secret to life, and she knew like this feeling, like this feeling, I've never felt this type of feeling of just like, what is this, like this in everlasting love, like, you know, the song with Hosea, like, you know, when my time comes around, go home to her, right? Like, there's nothing in this world that can separate me from you. Not even death. Not even death, which is not even the premise of this book. I mean, it is towards the end, but just this love story of nothing can tell me I can't be with you. No one can tell me I can't be with you. Nothing can break us. Like, we are meant to be together. And there's nothing that can like tear us apart. Like, I'm gonna go crawling home to you. And it's so beautiful. It is a retelling. It is a Patroclus and Achilles retelling as well. Well, sort of, but it's inspired by that. So you don't really need to know a lot of Greek mythology, as she writes it very well, but it's such a good love story. It's such a good, just everlasting love. And it's so sad, but it's so good. Like, it makes my heart hurt. I loved this story so much. So yeah, this is an unstoppable romance and unstoppable love. This is it right here. Then Say You Sway by Megan Brandy. I absolutely love this book so much. 5 stars as well. I think all of these books are actually 5 stars. Say You Sway. It is a college romance. It is a more summer-ish, college-ish romance. I love this book so much. It's a love triangle as well. It's Ariana and Noah. The other guy doesn't count because he's a douche and no one cares about him. Literally no one. Literally no one. And they have such a sweet, adorable love story. And it's almost to a point where you read this book, you like, it's just too good. They're just too good for each other. And something does happen, but at the end of the day, like, who she's meant to be with and who loves her the best and who she feels the safest and strongest, and the person that just feels like home to her. And sometimes love doesn't have to hurt. Love doesn't have to hurt. Love can just be like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to go home to this person. And this is what this book is. The love story is so good, and not really toxic. Yes, there's a bit of drama that goes on, but it's such a good romance of someone putting you first and having just having that partner in crime, just having someone that will love you no matter what, and it's just there. They don't. It doesn't even really matter if you are their partner. I mean, of course they would want that, but it's like I love you no matter what. Like say you swear, and this book was really well written. I did like the sports dynamic in this, wasn't too much, and I love the college vibes and just the friend group as well. It was really sweet. I loved how the book first started because I feel like if it didn't, if it, if the heartbreak didn't hit Ariana as hard as it did, it wouldn't make sense why she is with the other guy or why she feels the way she does. I feel like sometimes you have to go through a really tough time to actually be like, oh, kind of get this wake up call and have something so good. You're like, okay, this is what I really want. Because I feel like if she had just started dating, from the beginning, it wouldn't have, not meaningful, but it wouldn't have been so strong. She wouldn't have been so sure, you know. She's very, very sure, and he's very, very sure. I love this dynamic so much. It's such a sweet, cute, not even cute, but like a sweet, heartbreaking romance. Next book that will definitely make you cry. Damn. Woo, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't with this romance because what do you mean? What the hell do you mean? This ain't it. This is not normal. Like I feel like I had heart spasms reading this book. I had heart spasms. I don't know if that's a medical term or if it's a correct medical term, but that's that happened while I was reading this book. This book is a high school romance between Johnny Kavanaugh and Shannon Lynch. Shannon like the river. Oh my goodness. Love. Just love. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad they actually first started dating when they were so young because they were dealing with so much at such a young age. I feel like if they were adults, they wouldn't have been able to actually handle it for some reason. I feel like teenagers are very, very resilient and they were handling each sort of situation the best they could. And it's such a heartbreaking romance, and it's so good. So we have Shannon. She's going into this new school, Tommen, and she has been bullied her entire life. So she's very, very anxious and nervous to go to school. She feels like the same thing is going to happen to her. And the first day she gets hit by a ball, and the guy behind the ball is Johnny Kavanaugh. He's very, 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 very grateful of the situation, and she feels like, oh my goodness, I'm getting bullied again, and that's not the case. So he's like just a lost puppy. He's like wanting his owner, and his owner is Shannon, and there's just two good kids that fell in love with each other, and my oh my, the drama that takes place. I I understand all of the stuff that Shannon was feeling, and it's just such a beautiful romance. It's so sad and frustrating at times, and just like you just want to step into the book and like just help and just like do something, you know what I mean? So sad. Like if you haven't read the series, you have to. It's such a good book. I loved it so much. Very, very like heart spasms. I can't. The next book that was so heartbreaking as well is Wolf Song by TJ Klune. This is an MM romance. It's a paranormal. We have a wolf. We have ox. Man, ox. The beginning of this book, I shit you not. I shit you not. A tear rolled down. That was chapter one. That was chapter one.
Oh, oh my God.
Chapter one, I was already like tears are coming down, like tears, real tears were coming down. I was like, what is happening? I remember I had to like listen to the beginning again. I was like, what is going on? This is too soon. What do you mean? It's only chapter one. It was so sad. What the hell, bro? It was so sad. And just the beginning, oh my god. I can't. I can't. I was 12 and my daddy put a suitcase by the door. Oh my goodness. It's such a sad book. And you get Ox, he's this very timid, sweet, kind boy. He doesn't really get in a lot of trouble, and then he meets this guy, friend, who's a bit younger than him. I think they meet when he's 12. He's around 8 years old, I think, or he's a lot younger. No, I think there's an age difference. Yeah, there is a little bit of an age difference, like 6 years or so. I know there's someone that's 12. I don't know if it's Ox or if it's him. And there's this new family that enters the neighborhood, and it's called the Bennett family, and they are very secretive. They are very like the Colin vibe, obviously, because I mean they're wolves. They're trying to protect themselves, and so they have their younger boy. His name is Joe, and it's such like Joey, the way he describes Ox, like he has a sentence of like, oh, he smells like pine trees, and I'll write it down for you guys. It's such a good love story. It's so heartbreaking as well. You have this sip, like, it's such a good romance book. I don't even know where to begin, but so the family moves in, and they become fast friends. He's a bit reluctant, because he doesn't think anything good can ever happen to his life. So he's very like thrown back when Joey's family is kind of like in love with him, and just like they treat him like a son. And he's very like, oh my goodness, this is like, when is the other shoe gonna drop? And they get this really, really, really strong connection, and it's the most sincere love story, the most pain, and it's just loving. It's just such a loving relationship. Their bond is unlike any other, and it's so sad as well. Like, they go through something, and they both still in so much pain, and they want to be with each other, but they're still in so much pain. And you see it while they're still with each other, like they're trying to heal each other as well, because they're still in lots of pain, tears, real tears. And it's such a good romance book. I feel like TJ Clue in this book is just so, so, so good. It's one of my favorite books of all time. Like, I loved the story. Let me recommend Tide by Karen Cole. This book is about Tyler, Grace, and Holly. So what happens is Holly gets kidnapped when she's around the age of like 4. She gets kidnapped, and a couple of years later, we have Tyler. He's a recluse. Like, he lives in the woods out there by himself. He has this giant a scar on his face. We find out why he had a scar in the previous book. Torn, which is a taboo forbidden romance. So you don't have to read it, but Tide is my favorite here. One day, Tyler's out in the woods doing whatever. I think he's like setting out traps or something, or he's oh no, someone has fallen into his trap here. And he's like, I hear screaming, but like he doesn't really understand. It's not an animal scream, right? It sounds more humanish, right? And it happens to be Holly. He finds her, he calls the cops, and the first guy that she sees or speaks to after being kidnapped is Tyler. And she sees him as a Prince Charming, as her saving grace, as a hero. And she like literally describes him as Prince Charming. It's almost like a Beauty and the Beast situation. She's such a beautiful girl. Yes, she's troubled, she's gone through a lot, but she's such a beautiful girl. And nobody really likes him in their community. He's like this recluse, lonely, bad boy. And I love their romance. They are very much like mirrors, like twin flame romance. They mirror each other, and their dynamic is very strong. And you know, he's like, okay, yes, I saved you, but like, are you really in love with me, or are you like, I don't know. But yeah, she has to go through learning how to live in the real world again while pining over Tyler. And Tyler's like, I don't want this. I just want to be left alone. I'm bad news. You don't want this. You don't want none of this smoke, girl. You don't want none of this. And slowly, the dynamic is very interesting because they very much mirror each other. Like how how the other person feels is how the other person feels, but they react in like total different ways. Like one is like really, really calm, the other one is like really, really hyped, even though they're both feeling the same things. So very, very nice. I really love the endings. One of my favorite endings out of a book. It's not like such a creative ending, but I feel like I've never read such a cute ending. Like the epilogue was so cute. I loved it so much. They're just like meant to be, and I loved it. I loved it. Would this be an emotional romance book without recommending A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole? Absolute fantastic book. Cried, cried reading Footprints in the Sand. I cried my ass off. I cried my ass off, and I
Why would you write this book?
I cried. It was real. It was so real. So we have this book. We have Rune and Poppy. They're childhood best friends. Rune is, I think, from the Netherlands. If I'm not mistaken, he's not from the US, and his family moves there, and they move um next to Poppy's neighborhood, next to Poppy's house. They become fast friends, and they are just really, really close. Like nothing really happens. They kids, obviously. And then one day, Rune has to leave. His dad, I think, found another job somewhere. He's very, very angry about that. Like, gets very, very angry at his dad because he's really close with Poppy. And Poppy's like, you know what? It's not a big deal. You'll be back once you're done with school. We'll keep talking. It's not that big of a deal, right? So they keep talking for a while, and then Poppy stops answering Rune. She stops. And I think she stops writing to him for like a year or two, and then he finally comes back to the US, and he is like this bad boy. He's like scarred. He's hurt by Poppy's actions, and she's just like not this nice guy that she knows. He's very, very angry. Like he pops off any day. Like he got 21 bullets.
21 bullets inside of this clip, and I'm ready to unload this bitch.
He's ready to pop off any day. And she has to kind of bring back the old Rune that she knows, and she has a secret to tell him. Very, very sad. It's so good. I love this book so, 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 so much. And I cried. And I actually really enjoyed the ending. I did enjoy the ending. I'm not someone that's really fussy with endings. Like I know a lot of people don't really want to define it as a true love story, but I do. True love story just means two people that truly loved each other, and that's just how it is. That's the moral of the story. I enjoyed it. I loved the ending. It was so cute. And yeah, I cried. I cried a heck of a lot. My goodness, I'm almost at 40 minutes. And as you can tell, I really love these books. Last series that I want to recommend to you guys is these two books, Long Shot and Hook Shot. Basketball romance, black romances, sports romance as well. This one is the third book, and Long Shot is the first book. We have Iris Dupree and August West. They meet at a sports bar, fall in love, but they can't be together because she has a boyfriend, and yeah, her boyfriend happens to be on the rival team of his basketball. It's a thing, and then it becomes a bigger thing, and yeah, it gets very, very messy for Iris, and she has to be saved, and it's sad, but also like it's almost like it ends. This is better than it ends with us. This book is better than it ends with us. This book deserves hype, more hype than it ends with us, to be quite honest with you guys. I love this way more, and it's such a good romance. The aesthetics, the vibes, just I really liked the characters. I felt like the characters knew who they were and they were solid, very, very solid individuals, and I loved it. Then we have Iris's cousin, we have Lotus, and Keenan. He's also in the NFL, right? No, basketball, yes. And she's like a giant teddy bear man. And she's like this fashion designer. She's very strong and protective and just like almost guarded. And Keenan is like this goofy, sweet man. And their love story is very, very intense. Not intense as in like Edward and Bella, but just like intense as in they feel very deeply for each other, but it's in a loving way. It's in a very quiet manner. Like they're not following each other. Like Edward's not outside, like staring at you while you fall asleep. No, it's not that. Even though I love that, I love that. But I love this romance. I also loved how how Kennedy Ryan included like some I wouldn't call it like poems, but some verses from the Bible, and they were just describing the way they feel about each other using that, and it was like they end like each text with like a verse from the Bible of like Song of Solomon, which is one of the most romantic verses in the Bible. Like this one's not even that romantic, but it's still so cute. It's like, let me see your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. Like those type of stuff, like my beloved is mine and I am his, like they just have this I'll take care of you, I'm there for you. Like there's another one like there is no one else but you, my friend, my equal. Like they have that type of love story. It's so good. I loved it. It's so sad. Like it's like crying good tears. Oh my god, this is such a beautiful love story. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I Okay, the mic was on the entire time, which is great. Woo! That is all I have for today. Let me see if I can actually hold it up and maybe I can take a picture like this. Can I take a picture like this? Let me push it down. And we go. And the Oscar goes to Maggie. I know that's right.